Hello America, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 2. My eyebrows are dark. I am a day late, but I'm here. Yesterday wasn't my day, you know? Yesterday was not my day. Let me say that. But I've regathered. I've recollected myself. I have on dark eyebrows because I ran out of my own pencil. And you know how like when you say, oh, I'm going to get gas before work tomorrow, and then tomorrow come and you be like, dang, yeah, well, I was gonna go get an eyebrow pencil before I needed eyebrows, which was today. But anyway, y'all not here for that. Maybe y'all are, who knows what y'all here for. Anyway, why were Amelia and Bennett even on this episode? They had 6 total minutes. Somebody on Reddit did the math and they had 6 minutes. So it was basically him virtually meeting her aunt, and then they did the exercise where they're really close to one another and they give each other affirmations and they build closeness, and that was the whole, like, both of their scenes. Like, he had a scene with Henry, but that was Henry and Christina's scene that Bennett was a guest star in. I'm not saying, it's just so weird to me to see. I think it's weird that the two, like, solo dates or interactions that, well, interactions is not, quote, interactions that Henry had are with Amani and Bennett, and they both are the most articulate and the most inviting, if that makes sense. Amelia is very inviting as well, but like, Amani and Bennett can just talk. They can just talk and you be like, wow, I really like, you know, I know that I don't think that they've done, I think they did like one interracial couple, but what, could you imagine Amani and Bennett together? I'm just asking, could you imagine Amani and Bennett together? The way that they anyway, moving on. So we see Miles and Karen. They had the part of the one exercise as the beginning of the show. So he said, hey, I seen on Instagram and I just want to know, do you trust me? Yeah, sure, you seen it on Instagram, I'm sure. She says to an extent. He says the same. He says that he doesn't think that she will intentionally hurt him. I think she says the same as well. She says that she'll trust him more when she sees who he is, you know, under pressure and in a real life setting. So Dr. Viviana comes and asks, is Karen struggling with closeness? And she says sometimes. And Miles says that that's a bigger deal to her than it is to me because I'm very, you know, open with my feelings and expressive and everything. Then Karen says something about, you know, like, you know, I'm not opposed to him like giving me a hug or giving me a kiss or something like that, but you know, I might not initiate it. And then Miles is like, well, homie, you know, I don't be knowing, you know, I ain't no mind reader, so like I don't be knowing if she want me to kiss her if she don't say, Miles, kiss me. So Karen talks about how, you know, she doesn't really want to talk about sex on camera because that's, you know, weird. Then Dr. Viviana, well, basically the whole root of the, was it the issue? I guess it was an issue. She didn't want to get too intimate with Miles where it would lead to a path of sex, and then she would have to tell him, yo, I'm not really trying to have sex right now. So she just pulled back on everything. Dr. Viviana says, how about y'all take sex off the table? And Miles said, yeah, that's fine. I love body language. When you can tell how somebody really feels, yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But it actually made sense. Dr. Viviana was like, yo, you know, y'all can take sex off the table as far as like sex, intercourse, which is sex, but y'all can still do intimate things, you know. Whatever level of intimacy y'all want to have, that's fine, but as long as y'all both know that it's not any pressure to go to either continue to go into the sex, or to have to pull back and then ruin the moment. I am off center, y'all. I have no idea what's going on. They go to this workout, which was weird because it really didn't mean nothing. Karen is very athletic. Okay, that's all I got to say. That lady was like, we gonna do boo-boo, ba-ba, ba-beam, ba-boom. And she was doing it. And Miles was over there looking rough. Anyway, I thought they was gonna do their foot race. They didn't do their foot race, but I'm kind of convinced that she might beat him in a foot race because she's way more athletic than him. Then they go back and they do the trust exercises, and they discuss pet names, and she asks him what would make him feel insecure, and he says the age thing, and she's like, so are you upset when I bring up the age? And he's like, I don't like when you say, oh, this reminds me of myself 8 years ago. And she says it, she doesn't mean it as 8. When you really think about it, Karen did not come to play. Okay? Karen did not come to play with you hoes. She came to slay. Okay? She is very, like Dr. Viviana said, very intentional in what she is trying to convey. She is very intentional in her feelings and what she says. And she is trying to get Miles to be as intentional as she is, so their relationship can be no confusion, honey. She basically said that when she says stuff about age, she's not saying like, oh, you're young and naive. She says that she could see herself in that situation, and she knew how she would react when she was 25, 26. How old is Miles? 26, 27? How old is Miles? Miles is not 25. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I don't know why I've just become so shocked with this man's age, but I'm shocked. Wow. Anyway, she basically said that she didn't want her meekness and going with the wind demeanor that she had when she was his age. She didn't want him to have that because she doesn't want him to have the same problems that she had when she was his age. I think it's great. Honestly though, Karen got on my nerves like for 2 seconds. With the whole sensitive man, and all of that crap. But Karen all of these people are emotionally mature. Well, maybe all of them. The majority of them are emotionally mature, and that's really nice. That's really nice. Then I think he asks her, what is the biggest thing you're trying to change? And she says she's trying to change his perception of her, because at the beginning she was very standoffish, she's very cold, and now it just seems like that's who she is. But as she's warming up to him, as she's getting to know him, she wants to show him who, all sides of her. Bro, I don't care what you say. There is no drama that Karen and Miles can have. There is no drama. I think that I really like Karen. I don't think I ever said I disliked Karen, but I really like Karen. Okay? Anyway. Oh, okay. So we see Amani and Woody. They're happy. They're in love. They ask each other questions. What would turn you on more? Woody says being able to tell her his truths without judgments. Amani says the little things, like when he put salsa on her breakfast burrito, even though he don't even like salsa on his. They ask each other his favorite sexual position, and then they ask what was one thing that you've given up on, and he says the relationship with his father. His father went to prison when he was 9 and came back when he was 16, and it was like a different, and then they had like a bad falling out, and through the help of therapy he was able to not hold on and not harbor those feelings, and that's why he's able to be in this relationship with this woman and meet her on the same level. Wow. Then Woody out of his goddamn mind. Why in the hell did Woody say, Amani said she wanted a dog. I would love to see if they have a dog right now, because I bet they do. Amani said she wanted a dog. Woody was like, no, I don't want no dog. we can have a dog when we have a baby. Like, what logic do we live by that life would be easier having a dog and a baby because they could watch each other as opposed to having a dog? The only thing that Woody said was when Amani was like, you could just spray the dog when he barks. And Woody was like, why the fuck would you spray the dog? He's communicating to us. You don't know what he's saying. He could be saying something really important and you spraying him. Anyway, the last scene of them was them like getting close to one another. I didn't think that the scene was needed, only because like I could have seen just a tad bit more drama, you know, with Henry and Christina or Olivia and Brett. So yeah, that was the end of their story. We see, how did I talk about 3 people? Oh right, because Bennett and Amelia basically weren't on this episode. Okay, so we see Dr. Viviana. She visits Henry and Christina, and he admits that he did shut down because of this process. Dr. Viviana tells him that he needs to be more emotionally expressive if he wants this relationship to work, or for that matter, any relationship to work, because he said, I'm not emotional, you know. And she was like, no, my nigga, you have emotions. Are you a robot? Like, you might not be emotionally expressive, but in order for you to be a human, you have emotions. So, oh my God, I hate this. So Christina says that they're married, they're friends who are married. And Dr. Viviana is like, well, y'all need to be working toward intimacy. So how can y'all do that? Christina says, well, you know, that's on him. She's not used to waiting so long for intimacy. Okay, I feel like Christina has given plenty of hints, but also I think that she could take the hint as well. Henry don't want to. Like, if I say, ooh, I'd love to have sex tonight, and I'm looking straight at you and you like, oh, that's cool, hope you find somebody, then I really don't think you want to have sex with me. I really don't think that I really should get the hint that you're not into the sex. You're not into the sex with me. Anyway, Henry says that he needs to know someone emotionally before physically, and maybe he's just making sex a bigger deal than what it is. Dr. Viviana says it's okay as long as you realize that. Christina says that she's open to any physical intimacy, but he needs to show her that he wants her. Ma'am, he doesn't, is what I'm saying to you. You know, like, girl, Luke was banging Kate and said that he ain't want her. Okay? Matt was banging Amber and his actions showed that he ain't want her. You need to look at this man's actions. He does not want to bang you. Okay? He does not want to do the sex. Okay? He did like move over and like put his hand on her thigh, and she was like, ooh. So Dr. Viviana also tells Christina to show him receptiveness so he knows what she will like, but he hasn't done anything, so how can she be receptive to nothing? You know what? Like, so what if he accidentally touch her shoulder? What's she supposed to do? Look at him like that? Like, anyway, so look, okay, so they get into the blindfold exercise, and she asks him what is one thing he can do better. He says opening up more. One thing that he hasn't told her is that he's very critical of himself because of his past insecurities. He's not really confident because of it. Bro, when I tell you, Christina said, I don't understand. Just, like, get over it. Like, it happened so long ago. Like, I really don't get it. Like, I can help him get over it. Ma'am. I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. Anyway, so asked her, well, she blindfolded, how do you know you in love? And she says, I just know, I just feel it. And then he asks her, what is the biggest deal breaker? Then he asks her, what is the biggest deal breaker? And she says, a lack of confidence. Bro, look, let me look. Do you know? Wait, but pause. This is why people don't be saying nothing. Like, honestly, if I told somebody that I told somebody I had a lack of confidence, and they turn around and say, oh, I hate people with lack of confidence. What? It's not funny, but it's funny because it's like, bro, did you literally, like, did you, like you heard him say lack of confidence and you said, yep. Like, what if he had said, like, did she say that because in retaliation to him, or did she say that because that's how she really felt? So Henry and Bennett go out and Henry tells Bennett what Christina said, and he's like, yeah, you know, I'm not really confident. And oh my gosh, I love Bennett, bro. It's wonderful. He was like, do you, like, you know, you may think that you don't have confidence, but it does take a certain level of confidence to go inside of yourself and self-reflect, and you know, you have to take into consideration what society views as confidence, and also you need to realize that in you saying that you don't have as much confidence as, like, I don't know, that man over there, then that's confidence. Like, you are confidently yourself. I love him. So anyway, he went, he was like, go tell Christina what the hell I just said. So Henry go back, and Henry is like, yeah, you know, I just really need to understand. When you said that you confidence was your deal breaker, or lack thereof, were you talking about me? And she was like, no, you know, I just, like, want to better myself, and you know, I just, like, need to understand, like, why you're so unconfident. I think she probably should have said that, you know, when he expressed that to her. They just are not a good match, so it's fine. You know, it would have been, I can't say, hey, she should have been a little bit more, well, I can say that, but she should have been a little bit more understanding, but also he could have been a little bit more understanding when she was like, yo, you know, I know that I've been impatient and been a little erratic or whatever, but you know, I've been, like, off of my ADHD medication. And he was just like, oh, okay, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, they both could be a little better than what they are. Maybe not a little, maybe a lot. Anyway, she's trying to say, yo, it's real, you know, I just feel like it's so deep. And he was like, it's not really deep, bro. It's not deep. You know, I've been like this for a minute and it's hard to change. I mean, if, you know, you can change whatever you want. Well, not whatever, but you can change a lot of things. But if he, I don't know, man, you know, if he cool with who he is and he cool with who he is, and, you know, they just not meant to be. Anyway, last and leastly, Dr. Viviana comes to visit Brett and Olivia, and they say that their biggest challenges are kids and housing. Olivia says it's hard that Brett owns his own home, and Brett is like, oh yeah, silly, stupid me for owning my own home. Why is Brett so defensive? Why is Brett so defensive? She said, it's really hard. And he was like, oh yeah, oh, look at me. Like, ain't nobody. God, calm the hell down. And so Dr. Viviana tells them that, you know, they don't really need to worry about that right now. And, you know, then they talk about kids, and Olivia says that she isn't opposed to having kids, but it needs to be under the right circumstances. Then they talk about affection, and Brett says that Olivia isn't affectionate and she hasn't ever initiated affection, but he didn't say that to Dr. Viviana. He said that in his confessional. Olivia looks perturbed. Every single time Brett tries to crack a joke, she is like, she is so over him. Yes, so, this man is like, yeah, I'll find the humor in everything. And she like, bro, I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, so Dr. Viviana asks, have they explored each other sexually? They say no. Olivia says she wants to have more feelings before sex is involved. He says that he wants her to want him. Maybe Christina and Brett should have been together. Maybe not Olivia and Henry, but maybe Christina and Brett should have been together. Because I don't think Brett would have waited. If Christina said, yo, I'm down for whatever, they would have already done it. Okay. Anyway, he says, you know, she may refuse him, decline him. What's the word to start with an R? I can't. She may do that to him, but you know, he's putting the perseverance in and he won't give up because he thinks she can see him. Let me tell you something. That was bullshit. Caca. Boo-boo. Feces. Okay? A cold brown. That wasn't... It's like when she looks into your eyes. She really looks into your eyes, man, and you can tell that she sees you, man. You can tell that, like, when she smiles, like, there's this one smile she has, and it's like, yeah, man, like, you earn that smile, man. Yeah, I don't care. I don't believe a word that Brett says. I haven't believed a word that Brett said since I saw this man. Why would I start now? Why would I start now? I won't. See? You see how easy that is? So Olivia's like, oh, that's sweet. So then they go out and they reiterate what Dr. Viviana was discussing, and then she's like, I don't like when you be looking at me sarcastically, and she's like, you be looking at me like I'm dumb, and he like, nah. And she's like, you always making jokes, and he like, regardless of if I'm making jokes doesn't mean I'm not taking the situation seriously. I don't get it. Can you take the situation seriously and crack jokes every 3 seconds? I don't know, honey. I've lost my foot. And that's funny, but I'm still happy for you. I'm still sad for you. I really don't understand. If you're like, oh, so maybe we should call you Eileen now. But is that funny? Like, is that gonna make me feel better about not having a foot? Or is that gonna make me say, wow, why did I marry such a stupid ass person? Such a stupid ass person. Anyway, so she thinks that he isn't really saying how he feels, and he says, oh no, honey, just because I be laughing and joking doesn't mean I'm not gonna say how I feel. Look, I don't know, you know, I don't believe Brett, you know, in the things that he doesn't say at all, but I believe that if Brett says, you know, you're stupid, he means it. So she says it feels like you just putting it on for the cameras, and he like, oh no, you just wanna argue with yourself. And he like, it's like, oh no, you different on camera too, off camera too, ha ha, boo boo. And he's like, you need to get over your shit. And she's like, do you want to be married to me? And he's like, yeah, but you really fucking insecure. And she was like, oh, that's not. I don't think that's the word you should have used. I think that you may not should have said it like that. Because that's not cool in the way that he said it. His feelings may have been valid. He may think that she is insecure. But why you say, man, you insecure? Why do you say, I do appreciate and want to stay married to you, and it makes me sad when you don't think that I want to do those things, and I'd like to know if there's anything that occurred in your past to make you feel this way. See? I called you insecure and you ain't even know it. Anyway, so they go to this cocktail class and they make this nasty ass egg white egg yolk drink that she talking about is her favorite drink. Like, what the fuck? You drinking egg white and heavy whipping cream? Girl, my stomach. There is never a time where I guess a pina colada. But I ain't really had a lot of pina coladas with liquor. I used to get pina coladas without liquor when I was younger. But I haven't really had a lot of pina coladas with liquor. I kind of prefer them without liquor. Anyway, and he's like joking and talking about stuff, and she looking at him like, nigga, whatever. So then they go outside and she's like, do you think we need to hash stuff out? And he says, no, there's no resolution. Instead of we need a resolution, his song is called There Is No There is no resolution. You're the one with confusion. I'm sorry. He said there's no resolution because this is your fault. Okay, it's not your fault. It's your perception. And your perception is different from the truth. Okay, boo-boo? So you may think in your brainy brain that I am not a good person, but that's on you. Okay, baby? Okay? She says, look, I don't feel like we get into, a place where we need to be. So let us sit down with Pastor Cal and hash this out. So in the next episode, they're going to sit down with PC and hash this out. Can somebody get PC some audio, please? In that what's it called? The teaser clip for next episode, he said, bro, I can't understand. This is why Olivia and Brett didn't work out, because Pastor Cal was giving them advice. So anyway, I'm done. I'm off of here. If you all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or visit my website. My name is Brielle. I make beats, I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. I lost 20 pounds, right? I mean, I was waiting for one of y'all to say something, but y'all didn't, so it's fine. But bye.